This is Between Hook Sets. I'm Chasen Walter from In Through the Outdoors with my partner in slime, Curt Underhill from the Fishing Crew.
What is up tonight, buddy?
Oh, not much. We better just sit here and wait. Not everybody's joined us.
Yeah, we don't wait. They can watch it.
That's
hey, nice hat.
Yeah. Hey, thank you very much. Do you notice what I got on though?
The old Gov Cup hat.
Yeah, but look closely at it.
Is it autographed?
I'm talking real deep into the microphone here.
Is it autographed?
Yes, it is.
By?
I've got the winning team.
Oh, I didn't even know you did that.
Oh, I did. I felt a little goofy doing it, because Dewey and Tyson were pretty, they were pretty pumped. They're pretty busy. They had a lot of people around them. Like, hey, sorry, here's a pen. Can you sign my hat? And they did it.
Go.
I mean, they were very happy to. They were very excited, and neither one of them invited me to Christmas, but yeah, what the hell?
Oh, what the heck?
I'm not expecting that yet. Maybe
we're gonna have to tell them that can't happen again.
Yeah, get invited to kids' birthdays, those kind of things like that. Get the graduation card in the mail, and no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I don't want to be invited to anything. I'm just joking for the 10 people watching right now.
There we go.
Yeah, and here again, I'm just joking. There could be 150 people. I don't know. I mean, I'm just not sure.
Yeah, just us again. So, I mean, we kind of shot the shit last week and doing it again this week. And, but big things happened, dude. Last night, registration went live for all the tournaments.
Yeah, and how did it go?
Do not sleep. Do not sleep. We are at 100. Well, let me look. Let me. I don't want to misspeak.
Oh, did you get somebody that registered?
We already? Let's see here. More words. 99 teams for the Governor's Cup.
All right, here's the Benny Flicker. Was it Benny? Who does the Flicker teams? Thing? Is that Benny that does the Flicker thing, or?
I have no idea.
No, wait a minute. Let me think about that.
99 teams for the Gov Cup.
It's John Hoyer.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Sorry.
99 teams for the Gov Cup. 32 teams for Chamberlain. 11 for Sharp Showdown. And I believe, thank you, Jay Mindel, and partner for being the first one to sign up for the Bass Cup. So we got one team in for the Bass Cup, but do not sleep. We're taking 200 for the Gov Cup. And we're at 100.
Yeah, and when it's a 200, it's done, right?
It's done. Waiting list. We will go to 198, and then there will be 2 chances available. We donate 2 to the Pier Delta Waterfall chapter. So that will be your last 2 chances at the Delta Waterfall Banquet, January 25th in Pier. And they don't sell for cheap. Last year, I think they sold for $2,500 a piece.
Yeah.
So
fundraising thing.
Yeah.
It should be that way.
Yeah. So no, it's all good, man. Just teams are rocking and rolling in. Website's up. Got some new rules. We redid the rules a little bit. That was pretty that was a task. I gotta thank Nick Harrington for helping me with and undertake, because everybody who knows me, I can't read, I can't write, and I barely can talk most days. So he helped me out, and we just kind of refined them. And the big thing we did is we put a set of every rule is a penalty, classification of a penalty. So it's not just like, well, what happens if I do this, and everything isn't just a disqualification. There's 15-minute late takeoffs on days. There's weight penalties, and then disqualifications and stuff like that. So it, just kind of clean it up, and everybody knows if you unfortunately violate a rule, it happens. Most guys don't do it on purpose, but it happens. But now it's not what's going to happen to me. It's in your rules. You know exactly what's going to happen. So not a big deal at all. So pretty cool. We got that done. Got that up on the website, and it is rocking and rolling. Like I said, we are 99 teams right now. Last year it took till January 9th to fill. I told everybody if you're not in by January 5th, you're going to be out. I think you'll be on a waiting list by January 5th. So, let's see. Let's see if any of our loyal listeners
have anything to say about that. How come your hat's always straight and mine's crooked? Am I sitting crooked at
you're just a crooked guy.
Who is it that's always got his hat on crooked? Nick from the Bone Collectors.
Oh, Nick Munt.
Nick Munt. Yep. Doesn't he? He's always.
Yeah, I say that. Yeah,
hot with it like that. I just look like some goofy bald guy that. See, I put my hat up way like everybody thinks I'm bald.
So, I mean, dude, did you forget to pay your power bill this week, or you are bundled to the nines?
I'm what? But no, I went ice fishing.
Oh, it looks like you forgot to pay your power bill.
No,
you just had a good Christmas, New Year's, and you ate a lot of food, and you look like me now.
Oh yeah, there. Honestly, I'm not kidding you. I'm layered. I always do that because I really hate wearing an ice fishing coat. So I've probably got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers on right now. I usually have 6.
Jeez.
But I skipped one t-shirt. But the layer thing works great, and I'm not kidding you. My furnace just turned on. It's set at 66, and I'm cooking.
Well, yeah, look at you. You look like the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Well, I've got right. I didn't even think about that. I mean, look at
you worked out too.
Yeah. No, we went to I don't want to call it a secret little lake, but we went to a lake that not a whole lot of Uncle Lou. How do you do? Happy New Year to you. We decided to give it a peek, and then we found a bunch of holes, so somebody else had been there. But we marked fish all day long, every spot we went. But sorry if I'm a little animated, but we learned something, and I thought it was interesting. Okay, so you got the live scope going, right? And you've got these fish that are just kind of, I need to get over here. They're coming in, right? And they get over here, 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 and then all of a sudden they're gone at 32 feet every damn time. At 32 feet, they'd come in from 65, 45, whatever, 35, coming into 32 and gone. So I turned off the Garmin. After we were there, we had about 20 minutes left. Turned off the Garmin. Nathan. So turn up
Parker at the Gov Cup, man. We're already at 100, Dick. So
yeah.
Yep.
So
should be another great year.
So we go with the Vexlar.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute. No, what the heck's coming up? And teased that fish for 10 minutes. And it wouldn't have anything to do with it, but whatever. But here's the thing. A buddy of mine, Chad, was talking about the fact that there are a ton of Garmin guys and Vexlar guys, etc., that turn off the Garmin once they find fish and they go to their Vexy or they go to their 2D sonar or whatever. I've said it for quite some time. I wish I could find my little video that I did with minnows. And I'm sure there's some people would just absolutely be surprised. But here again, it's fish in a bucket. So whatever. Dusty, Happy New Year there.
I hope you had a good New Year and enjoyed the ice if you were out there. So
I think he was on the ice.
I'm guessing he was out. I don't know if he was. Last I knew, he possibly had the guide today in his snow bears. So
oh yeah. Well, it is New Year's, so there's some guys that need to go out, and
yep.
That's the thing about guiding. Boy, we could talk about guiding too. I want to talk about that someday. I don't have anything against guides. I just want to talk about it. If it's a holiday, you got to go to work, right? Yeah, I should have went up there with you guys. I should have just.
Tom Wynn. Yes, you will see us at the NPAA. We are leaving Friday. We will be there. Yep. Front row. Popcorn. Brian, I told Chasen he doesn't need to bring flowers for you, Tom, when you're on stage, but he might. You never know.
I'll be throwing some flowers. I'm excited. I really am because there's nothing like having a novice fisherman in a room full of professionals, right?
Yeah.
So are you gonna, Tom? Are you dressing up? I know you're a presenter on Saturday, but do we have to dress up, like wear a tie and stuff? Because I'm not that kind of guy. I'll wear my dress gray T-shirt.
You'll be wearing your Chasen Walters Into the Outdoors jersey.
Should I wear that? I wasn't going to bring it.
Oh, I figured you'd be wearing that.
No, I was. Well, why wouldn't I though? I think I will. Now that you mention it.
You need Chasen or Tom Wind in Webster with Tom Tom?
Webster with Tom Tom. No, they don't need me. They need Tom Wind.
So yeah, pretty excited about the MPA. Never been to a conference before. Can't wait to see our good buddy Tom Wind talk, and he doesn't really know. So
okay.
I want a 3-piece suit, Tom Wind. 3-piece suit.
No.
Call your brother to get some hair tips and have a 3-piece suit on.
There you go, Tom. Let's just wear jeans and long hair, and we'll be fine. I think it works for Tony. Why wouldn't it work for us, right?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, I'm just not a tie guy. And I'm not into tucking my shirt. I don't want to tuck my shirt in right now because I've been lazy doing nothing. Yet no doubt the champ. Excited to listen to the champ talk too.
The franchise, remember the franchise. They better introduce you, Tom, as the franchise.
Yeah. Well, and Chow is it?
Chow. Some of the stuff we learned in the off season.
Right. I mean, that's a term of endearment, unless it's a secret term and other people don't know it. And I just blew it, but I'm really good at blowing it. Kind of like your surprise 40th birthday party. The whole thing is a damn surprise. And then all of a sudden,
we're making him blush. But no, I'm pretty jacked about the MPA. Never been to the conference. We signed a partnership agreement with them this year. Looking forward to meeting Eric in person. I know we did meet him on our podcast, but really excited about going out to the NPAA conference and networking with guys like Tom Wind and all the other industry people, and maybe doing a couple videos. Who knows what we'll get done out there, and check it out, see what they all have to offer. And we will have a code for you to sign up under the fishing crew. Just so it tags it back so we can kind of track how well our partnership agreement's working and to help grow the NPAA, which,
they're looking to do that.
Right. And I think it, like I said, if any fisherman, guide, tournament fisherman, more than, maybe even the recreational guys, it's a great organization. It's all about the future of angling. Can't wait to go to the Future Anglers Banquet. I took a bunch of money off of Benny Spies last night in dice, so I got a little extra cash to spend at the banquet.
Okay.
It's the night of the Toms tonight. Happy New Year's, Tom Seberg.
My goodness, yeah, happy.
You're not in any tournaments yet, buddy. You better get in the Gov Cup if you're getting in, because it's half full.
Oh, and he
I
hasn't
looked a minute ago. It is officially half full.
So what's going to happen here? The Gov Cup. Did you send out invitations to those that are going to be doing the National Walleye Tour in Pierre?
For what are you talking about?
To get some of those guys. They're going to be at the National Walleye Tour.
You're talking Sharp Showdown.
Well, yeah, but it's for the Sharp Showdown. But are you gonna try to get them to join us with the or in the Gov Cup?
Well, that's up to them. They all know about it. So if they show up, I know from, it's hard to keep track right now because they come in as individual emails. I won't get my spreadsheet till like next week, so I can't really look and tell you exactly, but I know Tyson and Dewey are in. I know Garrick and Max are in. So Chris Haynes, a couple years ago champion, Chris Haynes, Ben Brown are in. So yeah, I kind of see a few coming in, and last night when it kicked off, it was, I was kind of joking. It was 2 entries a minute was coming in.
Oh no.
That's what we were averaging, 2 entries a minute last night.
That's pretty good.
Oh no, you can change that. We're at 100.
Oh, we're at 100 now.
I checked since the show started. We are at 100 teams in the Governor's Cup out of 200. So people don't think that's, there's still 100 spots, but we've been open since midnight last night, and not even 24-hour period, and we're half full. So
yeah,
it'll fill fast. Bunch of guys on the waiting list from last year. Yeah, better make your moves now to get in. Emails went out to people yesterday evening. Facebook post went out, and you'll be distracting me as we're drawing for teams. I'm getting a clicker this year.
Okay.
I'm getting a clicker.
That was like a 2-hour show last year.
Yeah.
We got to speed that up.
And you drank like 4 Red Bulls before the show.
Yeah, I was a little hyped.
You were a little jacked.
Tom Wynn, if you're watching, I'll wear my nose ring if you wear yours to the NPAA thing. I mean, okay. I mean, that's as dressy as it's going to get for me.
But yeah, I mean, looking forward to that this coming weekend. Next week, we should have a good show. Who knows? We'll meet at the MPAA to have them on the show.
Yeah, I would guess we'll meet quite a few people.
Yeah. So when I talked to Ashley last week, when I finalized our registration and stuff, they said their numbers were a little down, but they had to extend the registration deadline till the 30th because Ashley had gotten COVID. So she was down and out when I tried to get us registered on the 20th. And then she thinks or she got better, so she was ready to go. So
okay. Well,
he said, so do I have to list my partner, or can I just have it as a wild card? If you want to get locked in, just put your name in twice, Tom. And I think Tom and Jake Seberg sounds like a great team for that.
That's what I would expect.
Tom and Jake Seberg, you could win that Austin Olivier Memorial parent-child division, take the custom rings home, custom trophies. That's what the Gov Cup, like I talked to a kid, oh, shoot, I'm so weird because, having days off. I talked to a kid, it was yesterday, and he fished the Gov Cup for the first time. He's fished Cedar Shores for years, and talked him into come fish the Gov Cup. And I thought after they got here, I ran into them midweek and they were struggling. I'm like, oh, these boys are going to kill me. But, didn't really get to talk to them after the, tournament started and the craziness, and kind of hadn't talked to him until he called me on Monday or Tuesday, and we had a conversation, and he's like, man, I tell everybody the Governor's Cup is something completely different. From the moment you get there, the feeling in the air is completely different. So if you thought about it, I would get on it now. It is like no other tournament. I mean, maybe I'm biased because it's our baby, but I mean, the atmosphere is everything is just, it's like a giant fisherman's family reunion.
Yeah, true.
So,
yeah, and it might be even more fun this year because now I've done it twice now, been there twice, so now I know what to expect. And we're working on different equipment and things too. I think that's kind of got me kind of excited.
Yeah,
to be able to deal with some of that other stuff and do it better. Like you said last time, got the new software and got that new operating system, bought new computers with more processing power. So, excuse me, I'm just drinking the leftover champagne. Is that because see, we can't have beer at the radio station, can't have alcohol at the radio station. Is it okay to have alcoholic? This is just water on ice. Oh wait, did you see the mug?
Oh yeah,
you could own one of those too if you just watch the damn show. We haven't given one away for a long time.
We haven't. We probably do that here soon.
I'm excited for the Gov Cup. I really am, and I'm excited for Cedar Shore and the Sharp Showdown too.
Yeah, I mean, April's gonna be here before we know it, but I'm super pumped, and I'm looking forward to a big year. We're working on. We're really close on unveiling two things, but one thing for the fishing crew circuit in general.
Big.
Well, I mean, I think you're thinking of the other one. I'm thinking of the one we spent a day in Watertown working on.
Well, that's big too.
Yeah,
they're both big. One is just bordering on huge.
Yeah. So I think that was a lot of fun. Tom's heading north tomorrow. Yeah, if we oh man, I would love to, but we are going to go to the MPAA.
Going the other way.
And my unofficial surprise party that I know about.
Mm-hmm.
It's happening the following weekend, and then I got a youth goose hunt, and then Delta banquet, and then winter fishing weekend, and coyote tournament coming up in February. Yeah,
you got a lot of stuff going on
every weekend till about March.
I know that your birthday party is a surprise to my child. That's going to be interesting. He doesn't know we're going to Pier. And you watch him talk. I'm like, I don't think you could talk me out of it, man. I haven't talked to him about it yet. But like, let's see. Nerd to learn how to catch those walleyes and those turnings. Yeah. We all need to learn to catch walleye. Jeez.
Well, it'll have to be March when I come up and see you.
No, I'm coming up to see. If January shot, I'm coming up there in February, maybe twice.
Yeah. If the ice sticks, I mean, I guess there's some ice forming down on the river down by Joe Creek, West Bend, North Bend area. I got a report Friday that there's 6 inches at North Bend. So that's good. I mean, not really out in the main channel, but just outside the mouth.
We're making ice next week.
We're supposed to get cold, make some ice, so that should be good. But, I guess we'll kind of see how everything goes, and I might have to drive all the way over to see you, Tom, during the winter fishing weekend because we might not have ice here for that.
Yeah, there you go.
New ice report 17 on Bitter today.
Well, that's pretty good. We were on 10.5, which surprises me. It's been 10.5 now for like a month. Oh, yeah, cat tourneys. That's the one thing. Sorry, Uncle Lou, but the catfishing thing and Brad Durrick's trying to get me to go up, and I want to go fish with Brad. I do really bad. It just hasn't worked out. And he says, if I catch one of those big cats, I'll completely change my mind. But I know those 15-pounders on a wahi piss me off.
Well, yeah, because you're not targeting them.
Well, right.
I mean, the only tournament I can win is the Trash Masters, and we just go wreck the catfish. So, right. I mean, you want to catch a junk fish? I'm your man. I will get you on them.
I remember the first time we caught a burbot, and it wrapped around my buddy's arm. He screamed like a girl. It was funny.
I hope you kept it and ate it.
No. I had to play with it a little bit. I had to figure out what it was all about, because that was the first I'd actually seen one in person.
I don't even want to let that out because them eel pout. If anybody doesn't want them, just bring them to me. And
what do they call that? The lazy man's lobster? Poor man's lobster. There we go. Yeah.
I've caught a few catfish through the ice. Down at the West Bend, North Bend, Joe Creek area. We've caught a few
as long as Seaberg's on, because I know how he feels and where he stands. I'm gonna pop this up. We're hijacking this for a second.
Oh,
read it, boys and girls. Oh, this would be kind of the guide topic. I'm like, I want to talk about guides. So this Steven, I'm guessing it's Steven. The more I talk to fellow fishermen in this state, the more I realize how strongly people feel about guiding on public waters. Just curious to see what a poll says. I thought it was a great idea. I have no idea how many people actually voted in the poll. 250 people commented, but 9% no guide should be allowed to guide for money on public water. 13% said guides should have to pay taxes on money earned. I think they already do. The big one here, guides should have to pay for a guide license that would go toward restocking public waters that they are depleting every year. Okay, there are a lot of thoughts there. And then 4% said nothing should change. So I don't know. Maybe nobody's going to weigh in on that one.
I think we have a whole night of a show just over this guide stuff. And, I'm an opponent for the guide license if done right. Let's put asterisks on this, done right, which
done right. Gotta be
good luck. Right. So I'm kind of opponent not to have it at the same time, but this guide license stuff is such a touchy subject, but we're talking about the lakes they deplete. Well, there's a lot of guides out there, but there's a lot of fishermen out there.
Yep.
It's
Everybody's
a lot of
depleting
fishermen.
the lake.
Everybody's depleting the lake. Everybody wants to be the hero on Facebook or social media and have all these fish in their photos, and which it happens. We've done it. We've all went out and caught our limit, and a limit thing is you talk to some people, it wasn't a good day because we caught 2 walleyes and we didn't catch our limit. Well, if the limit was 2, they'd be completely happy.
Be happy, right?
So yeah, I think it's more than just guides depleting these lakes. Ever since COVID, more people have fished than ever in our state. Ice fishing is one of the newest hot commodities. 2020, that winter, it looked like freaking the clam factory blew up on Lake Thompson.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. More people are out there fishing, which we all want. That's what we want for the sport. That's what we're on the show doing. That's why we run tournaments. We want to get more people into the sport. So we have the goods and the bads. And we were having this conversation last night about deer hunting with our group of friends at our New Year's deal. And, Benny said, guys, do you think the glory years are over? Do you think the glory years are over? And, I said, but here's the thing. I guarantee our dad sat around a table at one point and said the same thing. I think the glory years are over. Right? Like every generation has their glory years.
Yeah, but what's a glory year? When you're shooting a 30-point buck for real? Oh, to me, that's a glorious buck. Look at South Dakota big bucks. You look at North Dakota's. We're making bigger bucks than we've ever made before.
Our deer numbers are hurting. I will say that, but the bucks are getting bigger. People are starting to manage deer a lot better, not just shooting every buck they see. They're letting them grow up, and that's fine. You have a tag. It's your right to fill that tag. Just like it's your right to go catch a dozen walleye, your 4 walleyes or your, whatever. That is your right.
But please don't keep 12 inches. Please don't keep 12 inches. Come on.
Yeah. But it's your right. But and that's how we feel, is you shouldn't have 200 perch on the ice because you and 10 buddies went out there, or 20 buddies went out there.
Nuts. Yeah. And if they're 8 to 10 inches like they were last year, don't keep 8 to 10 inch perch, people.
Yeah. But it's their right. That's the thing. You were saying that, but it's your right. It's just like that we say, you see the big fish and don't flay those fish and don't do this. You know what? It's their right. If they catch a 28 incher and they want to flay it, 100% their right to do it. So, you can do it. I think we have a problem in society with just the general society of taking care of our resources and giving back to our resources. Do I think our game fish and parks needs to do a way better job on stocking? 100% I do. Thank God for the Walleye Coalition on Lake Oahe.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Thank God for those guys, because it's literally saved the lake. But lakes go through, they ebb and flow. We can pick on what was that marsh last year where, I don't think anybody ever really fished it. And then all of a sudden it was a freaking sea.
Yep. 2 years ago.
And 2 years ago, whatever that was. Last year was tough to catch fish on it. 3 years from now, it might be a sea again.
Yep.
They ebb and flow, and that's what it is, and
that's fine.
And it's fine. It's fine. People have the right to be out there and do these things as long as they buy a license. I think it's wrong that we got rid of the no possession limit in your house. There's a lot more than just having, that comes into a whole other needing warrants to come check, doing all this stuff. They can't really police it. There's a lot behind it to know that, but I can have as many fish I want in my household. I can have 10,000 walleye fillets at my house.
Right.
But your cabin at Whitlock's, you can have 8. If you have 8,
right.
you can't
'cause
fish the next day.
It's not right. It's not my domicile,
Which,
right?
to me, like, really? Like, you go to the river for a weekend or a week, and you can't, you can keep your 8, and then you're done fishing. And if you go fishing the next day, if you go Friday, Saturday, and you catch 4, you don't eat them because you're taking them back home. Where you can have bazillion fillets at your house, but your lake cabin you can't.
Right. Well, yeah. You wanna check freezers at the Whitlocks
Or anywhere along the river,
or
yeah.
right. Yeah, I'm
Or anywhere around the lake. Go for anywhere. It's got a permanent structure at a place. And I mean, I wouldn't say everybody's doing it, but I bet you if you went through a lot of them, you'd find it.
Yeah.
But you get rid of it in one spot, and then you tackle them at the next spot. Like, it just doesn't. That doesn't make sense. Like, you got to go through these rules and make them. Like, if you want to get rid of it in one spot because you can't go in there because of search warrants or whatever else, or whatever your argument is, but yet you think you can go in their camper without a search warrant.
Right.
Or you can go in your lake cabin. Like, what is that? I just don't get that law. Like, I mean, we can argue that until the day is long. Yeah, I just don't get it. I mean, coming up here in the month of January, I'm going to be at the status of Lake. I hope they have it. I shouldn't even say I'm going to be. If they have it, I'll be at the status of the Missouri River System meeting. I think where we really need to do a lot of focus is Francis Case. I think Francis Case fishery is not healthy.
No, I know it's not. Yeah, yeah, we know it's not.
Yeah,
and it's been worked hard. I mean, that thing has been worked over.
Yeah.
So, and like you said, we can have another, episode or another show on this topic. But that was something that popped up yesterday. And I thought it was mildly interesting. I figured most people would. I'll pop it up just real quick here. I figured most people would say that guides should have to pay a guide license. I think there are other things that should be involved there, but yeah,
I must struck a nerve on the Francis Case thing.
Yeah, I knew you would. That's why I said. That's why I'm like, well, you know what?
It definitely needs help, and and that's the thing. Like, we got to get better at being. Pat Kelmerton told me years ago, and he said it best: do you need to take 50 bluegills home?
No.
Or do you need to take 5 to feed your family for a week, and you have an excuse to go fishing the next week?
Right.
Boom.
And same with perch.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Cheryl, thank you very much.
I mean, I think that do you need to go out and take your limit, or can you go out and catch 5 and then go back the next week and catch 5 more? I think
like
that's
that idea. I really do.
That's a great way to do it. And, but we also got to look at the factor of, okay, so let's just say we drop the walleye limit to 2 in South Dakota. What's going to happen to what's going to happen to our tourism population?
Are people here's seriously, are like, if I live in Minnesota, or I live in Kansas, or I live in Texas or Arizona, the walleye fishing's awesome on Lake Oahe. Well, but now the limit's only 2. Well, I'm not going now. Well, they're not going because the limit is 4. Right?
I think you're looking at different there's different classifications of fishermen too.
Okay. I'm thinking,
I think you're thinking our tournament guys,
I'm thinking big buck dudes. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're looking at different classification guys, and even those guys are going to go, really? We're coming to Lake Oahe for a 2 fish limit for a tournament?
Well, I
think you have different classifications of fishermen that come and do these things. Could you imagine driving here from Texas and taking 4 15-inch walleyes home, and you spent thousands of dollars to do it?
Here's the deal. They didn't spend thousands of dollars to take home 8.
But
you know what I'm saying?
I
know what you're saying.
So
it's the party.
Yeah. 100% agree, but it's got to be done right, Tom. And
got to be done right.
And I think that's where it's going to struggle. Session sounds like it, state house legislation sounds like it's going to be interesting. I've heard of at least a couple proposals coming in for guide licenses. I've seen one of them. I've seen one. I don't want to see it get through.
Oh,
I'll be 100% honest. I don't want to see that one get through. I don't think it's not ready for prime time, as they call it on the Hill. It's not ready for prime time. It needs more refining. It needs, it needs a lot of stuff. It's very, very vaguely written. And it basically just says game fish and parks can implement a guide license. And then Game Fish and Parks has all say. It doesn't dictate where any of the money goes. It doesn't dictate what they have to do, what kind of requirements they have to have. The only thing it says is pheasant preserves are excluded, which makes no sense because everybody guides pheasant hunters. And I argued with the guy, and he told me, well, pheasant, they already have a license. I said, no, they don't. They just have a preserve. That's not a license to guide.
Right.
And there's two different classifications of guides on there. There's one that's an outfitter, one that's a guide. And I guess how they're going to break it apart is if you're an outfitter and you advertise, and if you're a guide and you advertise, you're considered an outfitter. But if you go work for Tom Seberg at Tom Tom's, you're just a guide under him. Well, like I said, so I go to the Omaha Sports Show with Tom Seberg, and I'm in that booth. Did I advertise? And how you ever policing it. And I mean, there's so many aspects to it. So it needs to be refined, but it's also going to take a group of people that guides, fishermen, you can't come and that's one thing I've learned a long time ago. Like, you can get stuff done at State House. You can get stuff done at Game Fish Parks Commission. It's hard, but you can't come with you got to hear their side of the story too. And you got to talk through things. Mm-hmm. You can't just come with we all think our plan's absolutely perfect. There may be reasons why this part of it won't work, so I just think there's a lot of different aspects to the whole guide license, the whole, limits, it'll be really interesting.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be very interesting because it's not cut and dried. It's not simple. Right.
Yeah, pheasant preserves I don't know the exact number, but I know they have to at least 1 for 1 that they shoot. They have to tag the birds that come off of there. And I think I think it's 1.5 times to 1. They have to release a few more than they shoot or something like that. So yeah, Chad, they have to release what they shoot back on the preserve. Now if they go out one time a year and dump all them birds out, or they do it every day that they go out, or however they do it, yes, they have to release them. So, but I mean, people can release not in a preserve, buy the birds, set them out. I mean, people do it. So,
right. I release my fish when I catch them. Does that count?
Yeah.
When I catch fish.
Well, Tom, be careful what you ask for.
You know what? That's true. People were bitching because they added $3 to the South Dakota fishing license. Okay.
Yeah, but if you look though, really, I mean, honestly, if you look, we're expensive compared to other states.
Yeah.
For resident and non-residents.
Right. And we had a bigger percentage increase than many other states as well. So,
Gerald, there's been so many scientific researches during the spawning season. Minnesota does that. Minnesota does their close of season, from now or whenever you can't catch walleyes till the end of the deal. But there is no scientific fact that they will produce more fish by closing during spawning season. Yeah, they've done tons of research on it. The reason, I'm a firm believer, the reason Minnesota has the Minnesota fishing opener is because they don't have a pheasant opener. They don't, nobody comes there in the fall. They need a tourism deal.
Right. So, okay, I gotta ask. Oh, hey, Zach, how's it going? Jared, right? Is that how you say Jared.
Gerald. Jared.
Gerard. Jared, right? I've never seen it spelled that way. Because I was thinking at first I thought it was Gerard, and then I'm like, well, then it's not that. And you called him, I don't remember, Gerald, and I'm like, wait a minute, I think it's Jared. So
Yeah, could be wrong. I'm dyslexic, you know that.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to point out that you're wrong or whatever. I just want to make sure that if Jared is in again and watching again,
Zach, I think Zach might have put Minnesota as close to getting rid of the closed season. It's a tourist. It's 100% a tourist deal.
Sure, it is.
I mean, it's 100% a tourist deal because they don't have a fishing opener. You're correct.
Ah, excellent. Thanks for watching the show. Happy New Year.
You're a word-o-matician.
I'm a word-o-matician. I'd still like to figure out what the hell Benny said during that math, a lack of a petition thing when he did that little that
Game Fishing Parks deal.
Game Fishing Parks, aquatic zoo, what the hell am I trying to zebra mussel thing?
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, right.
Good
he didn't
luck.
even know. I asked him in person. I'm like, dude, because I called the state and I said, can somebody tell me what a lack of mathematician is? And I think it's a word he made up, and Benny didn't even know he made up the word.
100%. It's Benny.
Yeah.
It's Benny Spies. You just don't know what you're getting out of the kid,
man.
But
and that was kind of the comeback for Benny because he'd been gone for a while, right? 7 years. We never really. Yeah.
He's still doing his social media stuff and
right, but
his show is
not like he was.
No. But life, he's got kids and family and career and all that stuff. And the TV show game is not easy. People think it sounds great, and I think Benny told us when we had him on the show that show made a lot of money for everybody else. It's a great thing to have. It's a great thing to do, but it costs a ton of money to get stuff done.
It's not easy. I mean, none of it. This podcasting stuff's not easy either. Look at my makeup's running. I had to put my podcast makeup on, and had to shine up.
Taylor's coming in with one.
Oh, what do we got here? Whoa! Hold the phone. Shouldn't be able to keep 15 perch, 15 bluegill, 15 crappies. I'm going to agree. Should be a cumulative limit. Example, could have 10 perch, and then could have only 5 crappie or 13 crappie and only 2 bluegill, et cetera, et cetera. That's one I never really thought of like that. I that's an option, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's 100 options out there,
Right.
but you gotta look at the science behind it. A perch lives 3 to 5 years.
I didn't know that. I did not know that until Marsh froze out, and then I talked to the game and fish guys, and they're like, well, they were at the end of their life cycle anyway, so it was good that people came out and we just killed the lake.
Yeah,
took almost every perch out of there, and it's that thing's gonna come back, because think about the perch that survived it. I don't care what lake winter kills. I don't know that they ever kill 100%. And then you do have some restocking going on.
Maybe they do, but all these ponds over in eastern South Dakota, one way or another, flow into each other.
Yeah, for the most part.
For the most part, they got a culvert or they got this or that flows, and them fish will go, the eggs will go, whatever. They ebb and flow. I mean, that's what it is,
Well, right now, Sinai Eye's flowing or ebbing or something, because holy crap, that used to be an awesome lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, they grow fast and die hard. So there are some lakes where, isn't it kind of, Oahu's kind of that way too, where they actually grow so damn fast that they don't get past 12 inches. Is that what I heard?
The perch you're talking?
The perch and yeah. And if it isn't Oahu, it's another lake where, they just can't sustain. They grow so quickly that they age out and they just die naturally, and boom. And that's why we don't see 15-inch perch on Lake Oahu. When was the last time somebody caught a 13 to 15-inch perch on Oahu?
I mean, it's so hard to target them. It's so big.
Right.
But I mean, if you want perch to grow, have freshwater shrimp.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know,
hello, Ponset.
hello, Devil's Lake,
Devil's Lake. Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, so true.
you
Right.
know, I mean, if you want fish to grow, if you want perch to grow, have,
Mm-hmm.
have freshwater shrimp. I mean, you got to have structure, and that's the thing. What are they telling us that? I think the big thing we don't see huge populations of perch is because perch hang their eggs. They got to have weeds. They got to have
Right. And
trees.
there
They got to have
isn't.
stuff like that. They don't lay them on the bottom. They hang their eggs.
Right.
And we don't get a lot of that on the river system.
Yeah, it's good you brought that up because yes,
No.
you're absolutely right, and so it's been tough. Now, are we going to see a boom in perch population because of our low river, and then all of a sudden it's come up, and we have all that vegetation along the shorelines that should be perfect for
Yeah.
perch laying
Yeah,
eggs.
100%. Like, and people, living up here at Spring Creek, quarter mile from boat ramps, I follow the Lake Oahe boaters. Somebody posted the other day that the lake's at 1596 and 1593. The houseboaters can't put their boats in the water. That doesn't mean the dock's not usable, but it's just they can't put them in because of passage for boats to get out of the regular boats to get out of the bay. But people, they all complain about low water, and I'm like, dude, give me 5 years of low water. Let's grow some of these willows up. Let's get the Russian olives back up. Let's get these things up. Bring the water back up. Get that vegetation. And if somebody had a magic button, maybe I'm wrong, but if I had the magic button to run the core, I would start dumping water in August. Let vegetation grow up on the shoreline, and then let it rise back up that next spring. And every year, August, the water goes down, get the vegetation to grow, and boom, 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 boom. But they don't run the dams for fishing.
Yeah,
I think if I remember right, God, it's been a long time since the flood of 2011 when I knew a lot of the stuff about the core handbook, but I want to say there's 8 or 12 different reasons for their water flowage stuff. And I want to say, like, barge transportation's number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Irrigation's like number 2. I think fishing was like number 8. Recreation was like number 8 on the list.
That makes sense that it would be at the
Yeah.
bottom of the list.
Yeah, it's recreation is on the very bottom of that list. So they're never going to hold water for fish. They're just not going to do it. I mean, if they need barges to push through down the Mississippi, then we push water.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's a lot of different factors in that, but I think that's a big thing why we don't see the overabundance of perch on Lake Oahe, because they really just don't, or on the river system in general, just don't have the vegetation to hang their eggs.
Yeah. You'd think that exactly.
Well, Chad, we're talking fisheries and game fishing parks and Corps of Engineers. No, Corps of Engineers does not care about the fisheries.
No, they could
100%, but they just don't. That's not what they're to build power and to move barges. That's what they do. When they run the watershed system, the main office for the Missouri River is in Omaha.
Right. Well, and they didn't flood that entire river system for fishing. They didn't build bridges across the damn thing so people could fish.
It's a byproduct.
But it was a byproduct and a huge benefit.
Yeah.
And it's been fantastic. And you look at how the water level was down and came back up. And did we not have a banner year for fishing this year?
100%. Last couple of years, yeah, because it was down and it came back up. And I mean, and it's scary because we don't have much. We got the first moisture Monday that we'd seen in a long time out here in Pierre.
Mm-hmm.
We've been dry and nowhere near enough to even change the thing 1/10 of an inch. But yeah, it's the lake's down. The lake is down, but it's going to come back up, and it's going to go down again, and it's going to come back up. And guess what? The thing is, full pool's damn near 200 foot deep.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, your favorite fishing spots out of the water, but go, that at one point that wasn't your favorite till you found it. So go
Right.
find a new one. There's still spots to go there. It makes the lake, it almost makes the lake easier to fish because you have less surface area to worry about.
Oh yeah, of course it does. Well,
And
you've
then
got that, and then you've got the trees.
Yeah.
You're fishing, 40 over 60,
Yeah.
or 40 over 100, really,
Yeah.
right now.
Now,
So you're only 40 feet down. That's doable, but you start getting back up there, and now you're fishing 65, 70, 75. It's just
well,
impossible.
another thing, take it as a learning experience. Before we had, GPS mapping, the guys would go out in low water years, loved it because they could figure out where breaks were. They could figure out,
Right.
look at that shoreline,
Yep.
get a mental picture of it, take a picture, do whatever you got to do. And then when the water comes back up, where that little cup is on the inside, or, you got all these, where them 5 boulders are hanging off the backside of that point because you can see them right now.
Oh, when the water was down, I'm looking at Swedes, I'm looking at Buffalo Fence, I'm looking at Steamboat, I'm looking at Albert and Stove, and I mean just the gravel piles and the islands, and especially the islands. You get a look at that one basic island that's good. I don't know why they never named them, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. We've been pretty lucky in the state of South Dakota. We've had, my fall was amazing. And I don't know who to give kudos to, but somewhere along the line, the lakes that I fished had some damn good fish in them. And they were, they were absolutely amazing. So, I'm whatever. I'm happy. I mean, I'm very happy. I wish we had more fish. I would like to sit down like tonight and actually mark fish that you could catch, whatever. So anywho, that's probably about enough for the evening. Nathan, habitat
Can you make
hatchery.
man-made habitat for hatcheries that change the water elevation? Well, there you go. You're right. But I know there's a big project trying to go on at Bush's Landing, and this is some of the dumbest. You're dealing with the Corps of Engineers, which is Delta to DC, and holy cow, right? Like wholly insane, not logical thinking. So they're trying to build the Bush's Landing and redo the road and get that back up to a good landing. They want to put riprap out there. They want to put a dike in, put riprap, so no matter what your wind is, you can handle it.
You can handle.
And they're fighting with
we
it.
could use a few of those.
What's that?
We could use a few of those on Hawaii. That'd be nice.
They're fighting with the Corps of Engineers right now because the Corps of Engineers doesn't want them to dig the bay out.
Sure.
Move the dirt out and put riprap around it because it'll take too much surface area. It will lose surface. It will lose acreage of water flow
On thousands of miles of river.
Again, logic goes out the window when you're dealing with the bureaucratic crap of the Corps of Engineers.
Yeah, right. And a forever stamp is never the same price. And then when you take it in, they're like, well, you bought this 3 years ago. You owe us 17 more cents.
Yeah, Chad, 100%. The flooding was something, and
killed it. Yes.
We dumped our bait. I mean, at the end of the day, you cannot, people ask me all the time, well, why didn't Chickakawea had the same flood go on, and why did they hold so well? Well, their water comes over the top of a dam. Our water sucks from the bottom in the thermocline where our bait hangs out and all that stuff. So it's 2 different dam systems. Number one, you got to remember that. And so we sucked and dumped a ton of bait out of this system. And we devastated this lake, and we didn't. Mother Nature did.
Yeah, right.
Right. People blame the Corps for not getting ahead of it. I used to play poker with this old boy who was an old engineer, and we were talking about this one night, and he goes, dude, I sat down. He goes, I'm a retired engineer. He goes, everybody was saying how the Corps messed up, and I think the Corps did it. The Corps didn't do a great job at telling us what to do, or we should have been down lower than we were. I mean, but we had all the perfect storms aligned, right? But this old boy goes, I did the math, and we were dumping 190,000 cubic feet of water a second through Wahi Dam
Wow.
for 3.5 months.
Yeah, no wonder we lost bait fish and trophy fish. And
so he goes, I did the math. We would have, if the Corps would have had, it didn't matter where the Corps had the water level at. We literally drained Lake Oahe twice that year. But that's Mother Nature's way of it's no different than a pond freezing out. It's Mother Nature's way of resetting.
No.
You know, so you have so many factors in this. That Mother Nature reset Lake Oahe. Didn't any of us like it? Absolutely not. But, you know, we couldn't get rainbow smelt. If we could get rainbow smelt back in the system, you know, game fishing parks, in my opinion, put the lake herrings in there because they need a bait source. They're too afraid to put, you know, they're too afraid to put gizzard shad in. Now they're putting gizzard shad in, which is growing these fish up, but it doesn't have the protein to get them big, you know. And so, yeah, Chad, it was amazing to see, but I hope we never see it again. I lived here through that hell summer. It was not fun. People were, you know, Pier is one of the friendliest places you'll ever go. People were not friendly. Not that they weren't friendly. They were just devastated, and life was, I mean, when you're driving around town and every building sandbagged.
Yeah, right.
You know, just not a fun atmosphere to be in. So, but man, we're rocking on that hour.
Yep.
And I will tell you, we are, let me get the official update. 102 Governor's Cup teams.
Okay, 102. Fabulous.
Yep. We gained one more for Sharp, so we're at 12, 35 for Sharp Showdown, or 35 for Cedar Shore right now, 12 for Sharp Showdown, 102 for the Governor's Cup, and 1 for the Bass Cup. So
1. It'll be more.
But yeah, hey, get those entries in. If you really want to fish it, don't wait around, and we will see you guys next week. We appreciate everybody tuning in each and every week.
Yeah, thank you. And Happy New Year, by the way.
Yeah, Happy New Year. 2025, baby.
25 going to be an awesome year. Hope it's great for you, too. All right.
Have a good one, dude.